judge me. I just wish you knew. That's just like miss you as I need you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Six Man Convo. As you already know, if you are new to this channel, I am your host, K Styles, aka the Six Man, and we riding in a full passenger seat this evening as we got the Senator Mad Mike Sports. Senator,
I'm here.
aka the Soul Crusher, has evolved is with us, and also riding in the hoop this evening we have Mr. Tactician, aka the Joker, is with us.
Pull up your pants.
Pulling up your pants and making
Uh,
sure.
I don't want to. I want to go bare butt booty naked. Is that
Mm,
okay?
Oh, so you want to be booty butt naked out here with all these fleas?
Oh hell no! I don't want to do no fleas.
you got fleas tickling the butthole. I see. All right.
Fleas in the crack. Fleas in the crack.
Please in the crack. And today we got a very good show coming up for you. We got a very good topic coming through. This is a fan poll show, which means that I have put a poll on this channel a couple days ago, and I have a couple of my brothers here, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about it and why this is the subject of conversation. So before we always start this show, I'm gonna make sure everybody hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not new to the channel.
Real roll call.
Well. And today's roll call, roll call, roll call.
Oh, Kyle.
We kicking it off with Deshaun Caswell. Definitely shout out to the members. We got BP, D Coleman. We got Tay Bro, and we got Southside 12, and we got the newest Papa slash our brother Jew Talk Sports.
AKA Minister Red.
Minister Red in the building, y'all. And and I'm glad Jew was on here actually too, because he did a couple of videos here recently, which talks about both of the prospects in this conversation. As you already see on the screen, we have Jalon Walker, Georgia pass rusher, and Tennessee pass rusher, James Pearce Jr. And the question is not only which one is the best fit for the Falcons, but which one is the better path for the Falcons.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
before we get into that topic, I kind of have a sidebar that I want to get out the way first. I don't know if anybody's been hip to the recent news that's just been going flooding the internet here in the last couple hours. But Juan,
Yo.
your boy Justin Tucker got in trouble. And
Yeah.
yeah, for those, like I said, Justin Tucker, Ravens kicker, Justin Tucker, had some serious allegations going on with his ass.
um. Mm,
Well, do you
yeah.
think do
Yeah.
you think
Yeah.
I need to go ahead and explain what the hell happened?
Uh. No. I'll put it in layman's terms for him. Justin Tucker decides he wants to be a celebrity and go into a spa and just tuck it good,
Tucker real good.
tuck it real good. Now, since K Styles did the proverbial alley oop, I'm gonna say it like this, and we talked about this. Live your life the way you want to live it, but you got to understand when you go into a public space such as a spa, you got to go in there and go to sleep, get up, thank them, go pay, and go home. If you want midnight shenanigans, then hire somebody personally, like people hire personal chefs, they hire personal bodyguards, whatever the case may be. Hire a personal uh, person to take care of you. Out of the limelight, it's your business. Whatever y'all discuss, whatever y'all agree on, you do that. Am I advocating for it? I can't say because that's that man's business. But you can't bring your personal hijinks to the public. Deshaun Watson already got me too to death by doing that. And the only thing saved him was that contract they gave him. Like, bruh, come on now. And it would make it so bad. You're of the mayonnaise variety. So if you know they didn't drug coffee through the mud, they gonna crack your mayonnaise jar. What is you doing?
For those that are new to this channel, Juan, would you like to explain what the mayonnaise variety consists of?
Okay, what you young people like to call white tea, marshmallow, coffee creamer, painting the white picket fence. Y'all get it. Him ain't coffee colored. I'm sorry. Justin went in there and tried to tuck it. He tried to tuck it in somebody's mayonnaise jar.
BP talking about Tucker wanting to get rubbed the right way, Johnny Gill style.
Listen, look, look,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
look, look, look.
Yeah, nah. We ain't finna disrespect Johnny Gill like that.
I
Nah.
ain't, I ain't getting into that. That ain't none of my business. I'm not getting the no. But celebrities, athletes, Mike got a saying, so you got to learn to lay low. We say not put yourself in that predicament. Anybody that has made a lot of money, that has gathered a lot of notoriety, either or, you have people out here that's going to make it their business to try to take you down, regardless if you do the right thing or the wrong thing. When you
Right.
got money, you need to look as far away from like money as possible because you got lazy, entitled motherfuckers out here that feel that money don't belong to you, that prestige shouldn't be on you. And when you give them a out to do it, they're going to do it. Because I'm going to be real with you. We all are a collective bunch of heathens. Y'all can sit up here and say, no, we're a collective bunch of heathens. We got our own little quirks that we like to do that don't nobody know. Behind closed doors, we don't want nobody to know how heathenish we are. But the problem is when you in the public sector and you are playing on a team, especially an athlete, you have to conduct yourself in a manner in which you got to leave heathen at home. because we're in a society right now where if it get any tighter, boy, prostitutes gonna have mason jars full of whiskey on the corner selling it. So you got to protect yourself because you're representing an organization, you're representing a business, and you bring shame to that organization after they just had that run. Like, come on, bro. You making the organization look bad.
Mike, man, what you got to say on this situation?
Well, there's a song by a certain guy. His name will go. I don't really want to speak his name as of now because we did a show on this particular guy. If y'all want to go back and watch the STS for this past week. But the great and RIP to this guy, but one stated the word that reminded me of this song. All right, so I'm gonna read some lyrics out for y'all. All right, so just bear with me when I say this. All right. For the nigga who be talking loud and holding his dick, talking shit, he better lay low. For the bitch that said I shot some shit up out of my dick, now she sick. She better lay low. For the niggas who be claiming my hood and really ain't from my gang, better lay low.
I know this dude did not just slur.
Yep. I'm hold on, K-Son. Hold on. And hope he don't be thinking I'm just talking and I won't do a thing. Really hope so. Why? You know why I said that? You know why I said that?
Go ahead. For those that don't know, I'm a Nate Dogg fan.
He's for one, I did that because I know K-Size is a huge Nate Dogg fan right along with myself. But the real line in that, the real line that I really want people to pay close attention to, for the bitch that said I got some shit up out of my dick, now she's sick, she better lay low. That line right there is it may be funny as hell, but it's the truth.
Yep.
This is why Justin Tucker is in the fucking. This is why he is in this predicament that he is. You put yourself in these predicaments, bro. When you know that you got money and you know people know you across the world, sometimes it's better for you to lay low, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody after you. You know how many. Look, there's a guy we all know, RIP, but Pop talked about this all the time. People just used to try him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to be in a lot of those situations. People would just put him in. They would just try him. They'll see him at a club. They'll see him on the streets. They'll see him at a place of business, a movie, at a restaurant, and they'll try him. So you as an athlete, like a Justin Tucker, Deshaun Watson, like you gotta learn to lay low. Like everybody already got a hold of how much money you making, your finances.
Mm-hmm.
So for one, you can't be out here bragging. You can't be out here going to all these expensive ass places. Why? Because if for every expensive place there's an expensive bitch or an expensive bitch nigga that's ready to try you just so they can sue you.
Mm-hmm. And Mike,
so this is why Warren just said that. Look, this is one of my things, bro. It's like when I'm out, everybody was like, yeah, I'm not mad Mike. I'm not mad Mike. Why? Because I know better.
Mm-hmm.
I try my best to lay low and stay out of the scene. Because people, when you got money and you got something that they envy, it doesn't have to be money. It could just be the attention that you get. People are out to get you, and you got to learn how to lay low. R.I.P. to the great Nate Dogg.
What something else I'm gonna say too, and I'm not going to say it verbatim, but when you in when you're in hospitality, when you're in service, people service, like food, hospitality, and people service, the one thing we've all, if you ever worked at a restaurant, you ever worked laundromat, whatever the case may be, in these areas right here, you gotta really be careful because what he did in the midst of this at that spa was unhygienic, and with the way diseases and stuff is going around, with the way um like the laws is already screwed up for maternity situations, good or bad. You can't be leaving evidence in places where it's communicable. You can't do that. That's against the law. That's against HIPAA. That's against that. Those are what they consider biological hazards. Yes, they consider bodily fluids, whatever you want to call it, even in sports, but whatever, biological hazards, contaminants. And what he did could have affected somebody else because nobody knows what he is. Nobody knows, only his teammates and, the health department at in Baltimore knows his status or whatever. You can't be that cavalier with your health, especially when we're in a atmosphere where you got looming avian flu, you got looming tuberculosis, you got looming measles, you got old diseases that are rearing their heads on top of everything else we got, and you want to be cavalier about that. Like, real talk, dude basically left the crime scene. Let's be real. He left the crime scene. Whatever allegations come out, the man left the crime scene. So at not only just being athletic people or business people, you gotta be real careful with what you do in public situations, because that right there wasn't the move. That wasn't the move.
Right. My thing is, you's a stupid motherfucker.
There you go.
I'm just gonna say it in all honesty. We've seen this with Deshaun Watson, and it just goes back to what y'all was saying is, as a professional athlete, a lot of times when it comes to off the field stuff, as far as like nutrition and rehabilitation and off season programs of the caliber of getting your body right, your best bet is to have a private or somebody that you personally pay for these rehabilitation activities with like massages and therapy and stuff like that. This shit right here, if this shit come out be true that he did this, he picked they picked they picked the wrongest of wrong time to do this, just for the simple fact that the Baltimore Ravens just got their asses eliminated out the playoffs. Everybody's trying to blame everybody in that on that team for their way they lost. And you come out with this shit, yeah, buddy. The court of public opinion is going to find you guilty until proven innocent.
And that ain't to mention the fines that you're gonna incur, and the team can be fined too for that shit.
Oh Lord, oh
By
Lord,
the
oh Lord,
the team could be fined by the NFL for that shit.
oh Lord. Then you think about the feminist groups too. Oh yeah, he done. He done. That ass is grass to infinity and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
If this comes out to be true, because the newest thing that's coming out is that they actually have tweets from 4 years ago, actually warning people about this dude.
Someone warning them about him.
Yeah, because the story was he got banned from some massage parlors for doing this whack ass shit. There were actually tweets that came out all the way back from 2021 about him doing
Yeah,
it.
that's some freak shit.
So, if see, and this is what we be talking about when we say, and this is gonna hurt some feelings, but I'm gonna say it anyway, and I hope people are listening. This is what happened when we say when we say you got to do what's best for the organization,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't let shit like this go up under the rug, because if it rears its ugly head again and it becomes some serious shit, now you're the organization that you represent is on the hook for it,
Right.
because they
Hey,
knew.
Auntie.
What up, Auntie? They're on the
Auntie
hook for it. You know what I'm saying? They're on the hook for it. So not only is he gonna get fined, possibly kicked off the team is gonna get fined because they knew about it. You know what I'm saying? They could possibly lose draft picks. They could possibly lose games next season. You don't know how deep this shit'll go. And because it's still right off the heels of this Deshaun Watson bullshit, and it kind of got swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? After they basically tried to take all his money, bruh, the next person in line that does this, they gonna catch it twice as bad.
Right.
And Mike has a big saying, that he instills in us, like, bruh, y'all, if we out doing something, we can't be out doing some dumbass shit to the point where now they looking at the whole group like, that's how y'all get down? No.
Mm-hmm. I can't. I say this all the time, even myself, man. Like, I can't afford to have stupid people on my brand, because it affects anything that I do or we do. It's gonna be my fault. AFN, it's gonna be my fault. Whether I like it or not, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be K-Style. It's gonna be Maggie. But mostly everybody gonna look at me because everybody kind of see me, whether it's fair or not. They're gonna see, all right, Mike, this is how you get down. You bring these type of people around you. Like, this is what the type of stuff y'all do. Like, so we have to be very careful about how we do things, and like I said, I've had several conversations with people on our brand. Like, from top to bottom, we've had to let people go because of how it make the brand look. I have to disassociate myself with people because of how it makes the brand look. And we've had some, a few arguments about it. But this is one of the main reasons why Arthur Blank is doing what he thinks. Like, everybody like, oh, he got some goody two shoes. Yeah, he got some goody two shoes on this. But, like, he got some nice Christian guys on it. He wants the Bijan Robinsons. He's want the Jesse Bates. He wants the Grady Jarrett. These guys got an edge to them. They got an edge to them. Don't get it twisted. They'll still fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? They'll fuck you up. But this is why you want guys with character on your team, because it's people out here who are willing to do anything to you to get a piece of whatever you have. They do not care. They don't care nothing about you. They don't care nothing about how it makes you look. They want what they want.
Okay. All right. So that's gonna be enough of that. We can talk about the ideas of the public perception and stuff later on. I want to go ahead and get right into the topic at hand. Auntie Pam, what's going on? King Treyway, appreciate you joining in.
What up,
Andrew
Auntie?
G.
Diamonds
Right?
in the sky. I just wanted to sing that song.
Diamonds are forever. Put your diamonds in the sky if you're feeling fine.
I don't know. I love that song, by the way, y'all.
Ray
I just wanted to
Harrison.
say.
We got Chuck out here. Andrew G asked, why Jalon Walker and James Pearce? Are there no other pass rushers they could get, or is that the only two?
Man, calm your ass down. God damn. We just put two of them on there. Damn. We ain't even started showing you already complaining, Andrew.
Andrew.
Let
Okay.
us do the show, Andrew.
Okay. Andrew. Look, hold up, man. Look,
Andrew,
we
hell, man.
just came up with two, man. You got to think. We're being cautious because you want to get through free agency first before you really get dead set in the draft.
Yeah,
we got a long way to go.
Okay.
We got
All right. So do I need to explain? Do I need to explain why these two are particular?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, sit down. You're about to have a story time with the six man.
Get on the mat. Get on the rug. Crisscross applesauce.
Hold on. Let me do this right. Hold on. Where that?
Okay, Styles, don't play that romper room music.
Oh, yeah, you know I got to. So Andrew G can calm his ass down. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have story time with Six Man Case Styles. Now,
story time.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Now, the reason that I put these two particular names on the screen that you see here, Jalon Walker and James Pearce Jr., is because if you are a follower of the 6MK live channel, you would know that this was a fan poll before the Senior Bowl. Now, these two guys are not the only pass rushers that the Atlanta Falcons may go after, or the only guys that are on the radar. But what these two guys represent, they represent two different paths on how to attack the quote-unquote edge rusher position for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I know Mike Green right now is a name that is popping up and rising fast because he blew through an offensive lineman, and especially having a 17 sack season at Marshall University, in which the team went 10-3. But I kind of want to save the Mike Green conversation for a later day because one of our brother, Utah Sports, also gave you his thoughts and his take breakdown of Mike Green. I will do so later, as well as Mad Mike Sports. But before this Senior Bowl footage came out, it was rompers. It was a lot of noise going around the NFL that your boy Jalon Walker stock is rising to the point where you have executives and scouts calling him the scariest linebacker in this draft.
What case? Can you say that again? What is he now?
According to some NFL scouts and executives, Jalon Walker potentially may be the most scariest linebacker in this draft, aka Michael Parsons skill-wise. So you already know that guy is going to be somebody that's going to be intriguing enough that could possibly go in the top five.
Ooh.
James Pearce is another one of those edge rushers who's getting a lot of notoriety here, especially from Falcon fans as well. But his name is not as high on the board as a Jalon Walker.
Ooh.
Now, the reason I threw these two names on here is because they represent two different paths that the Falcons can take as far as addressing the edge rusher.
Ooh.
Jalon Walker, with that notoriety and a possible guy who could be a top 10, top 5 pick. Based on the hype, is it better for the Falcons to take that gamble and trade up to get a guy like that, who, quote unquote, is the scariest linebacker in this draft? Or do the Falcons either stay put or move down the boards to get a guy like a James Pearce or a Mike Green? So as I end this song and end six-man story time, I'm gonna let Mike run point and give his thoughts on the two paths. So, DJ, cut that shit off. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, I'm the type of person. I have to do a thorough, and it really doesn't take me long because I already pretty much know what I'm looking for when I scout. Kind of one of my first thing that one of my first loves. But when I look for a pass rusher, for me, the first thing that I look for is the aggression and the footwork. I don't care nothing about the speed. I don't care nothing about power. The aggression of how he rushes the passer, and most importantly for me personally, is the moments in which he rushes the passer. When I look at Jalon, like for me, I've seen him in those moments where he's come up big for Georgia. I mean, Georgia is one of those places where, like, if you don't exert your dominance there, like you're never going to be able to. And I look for consistency. That's one thing. So Pearce is a guy that I look at. Let's say, his freshman year, 2 sacks, 10 sacks, then 7.5 sacks. I don't. First of all, K-Style, do you think tackles matter when it comes down to the edge?
As far as
just edge guys, the tackles, not tackles for losses. I mean, just tackles.
No, just regular tackles.
Yeah, just regular tackles.
Because the role of the edge rusher. Yeah, I don't think it matters as much as people think it does. Okay. So I don't really pay attention to that too often. Like you said, the thing about it is the only like I said, I think you more so care about tackles for losses than the tackles itself.
Mm-hmm.
And how often can they pressure the quarterbacks? And, of course, sacks is the important aspect for that position.
Mm.
Okay, because the reason why I'm saying this is because when you look at Jalon Walker, you look at this year what he's done. I mean, he pretty much just blows Pearce out of the water when it comes down to tackles.
Mm.
All right, he had a combined 60 tackles this year.
Wow.
Okay, I don't think when you look at certain guys, you got to figure out, all right, can I put this guy in certain situations where he may not be just a pass rusher, but you need him to be able to play middle linebacker at times, play strong. You know what I'm saying? It's the Caden Ellis type of feel when I look at Pearce and I look at Walker. I can put these guys in certain situations. Now I've seen Pearce against the Bulldogs, and there were moments for me personally where I didn't even know he was on the fucking field.
Mm.
That's a problem for me. But Jalon Walker, if he's not rushing the passer in key moments, I know. Look, he may have some issues as far as like being able to hold up against certain guys, you know, on the edge, strength versus athleticism. He may have those problems, but I know he'll still be able to make tackles. And I think for me, I'm looking for versatility out of my edge guys, more so than just pure pass rush. Because for one, this may sound wrong. I don't want a superstar on my team in his first year. I don't want a superstar edge on my team in the first year because for one, he gonna cost me $30 million in you know in the next 4 or 5 years, 6 years or so. So if I get a guy that I can put in different spots, because you got to look at where the Atlanta Falcons are right now as a franchise. Do they really have the space for a superstar edge rusher?
Nope.
And I'm talking about as far as finances are concerned, because it's going to be a problem. This is another way that this is how Terry Fontenot is thinking. If this guy just so happened, Pearce ends up being a superstar edge rusher, or Jalon Walker being a superstar edge rusher, Pearce may not be a linebacker that you can put in every spot. But Jalon Walker may be a guy that you can put in different spots. So what would be more valuable if you are the Atlanta Falcons if both of these guys end up being superstar pass rush? Who are you paying?
More versatility. Versatility take you a longer way than just a one, or what they call a one-trick pony.
And see that's exactly what I'm talking about when it comes down to it. That right there is what I'm talking about. When you like a lot of guys when they look at the draft, they just want a guy because he's just fast, he's quick, he seems like he's a superstar. But like you got to look at whether or not these guys are will you be able to pay these guys after those 5 years are done.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so that's kind of why I asked the question too.
Mm-hmm.
Is like I said, once again, these two names that we have on the screen are representation of the aspects of the draft that I think a lot of football fans always seem to forget.
Well, AK Styles. One aspect I know, I'm not a master of scouting like Mike or K Styles, but what I look for in players like that, especially edge players,
Mm-hmm.
I look for mentality and technique because the one thing about it now, Mike added the first big key, which is versatility. I look for mentality and technique,
Okay.
and because with the Atlanta Falcons, you know that, like Mike said, you don't necessarily need a superstar. You just need a player that is consistent. And I need a player that, number one, he got a mindset that he wants to win. He will not quit. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Number two, what is his technique like? You know what I'm saying? Does he know how to use his hands? Does he have more than just
Uh-huh.
one? Does he have more than just one move? Where if
Yep.
he gets in front of a veteran lineman, he can move him and get to the quarterback. Can he? You know what I'm saying? Is his
What can
technique?
he do?
Yeah, yeah.
What can he do when the league is caught up to your pass rush moves? See,
Right,
this is exactly what we talk about when we look at guys like Verse. Verse is incredible athlete, but this dude he plays with an aggression that you can't find in every player.
right,
So
right.
that's why I posed that question, because everybody's so infatuated with Mike Green and these super athletes, but what if the league catch up with you being a super athlete? What are you going to be able to offer? This is why guys get. You see guys like Aaron Donald end
Yeah,
up falling the way that they fall is because you have to take this consideration. And a lot of people be saying, "Whoa, they're overdoing that." Not necessarily, because like Aaron Donald just is one of those guys that he proved that he was that damn good. But oftentimes we see it time and time again. Guys like this, like a wide receiver, running back, quarterbacks, they don't live up to what we expect them to be. But this is why you have to. This is why Terry Fontenot get paid the money that he get paid, because he has to figure out, all right, what is this guy going to be? This is the main reason why the Atlanta Falcons, when you look at Jalen Carter, for example, Jordan Davis, if those guys weren't big and fat and able to stop the run the way they do, are they as valuable as a Bijan Robinson? Bijan Robinson can not only run, but the dude is an amazing
blocker.
athlete. He can block, he can run, he can catch passes. That's the versatility.
But
You
also,
see what I'm
Mike,
saying? They don't pay Jalen Carter. He doesn't get the sack numbers like that. Jordan Davis don't get the sack numbers like. So I know you got to put the right pieces around those guys for them to be effective. That's what I'm essentially saying.
two more things too. Not only that, but he has to fit the scheme that we're working with. Because, like you said, once he gets to the point where those techniques have become seen, he has to be willing to be developed to the point where he can discover new techniques, learn new techniques to get it. Because you got to think about it. When Grady Jarrett came into the league, Grady Jarrett probably had one or two moves himself. As he progressed, he learned more techniques. He got better. And Grady Jarrett fit this scheme. See, even defensive players have to fit the scheme that you're running. That's the name of the game, because everybody wanted us to get all these Georgia players in the beginning just because they were big and they were forceful. But the question is, did they fit the scheme the Falcons were trying to pull off? So it's a lot more that goes into it than just a popular name and one or two moves that you may see on film. They got to fit the scheme, be willing to be developed, be versatile. You know what I'm saying? And they got to have that dog in them.
Yeah. I was about to say, man, my bad, man. My headphones didn't want me to be great, so I had to switch these damn things out.
Yeah, it's technology been tripping today. I don't know what's
Lord
going
have
on.
mercy. I had to go to my good old reliable Shots headphones. Free promo for them.
Mm-hmm.
J Lad fucking up right now. Um But one, you just said the key thing. All this is going to be and I think this is the main thing you've been preaching so far this off season was everything is going to be dependent on what they do in free agency
Absolutely.
when it comes to the especially this particular position because um this is a position of need that the fan base has been clamoring for this team to address. Seems like going on about 8 years now,
Mm-hmm.
7 years. I think the last time the Falcons have addressed that edge position high as far as first round, the last one was Tabby Kennedy,
See how that went.
in which that Tab McKinley was suggested by the very defensive coordinator we got on the team right now. But that's another story for another day. Um,
I'm glad you brought that name up because it coincides with what I said. You have what? How are you mentally put together?
He was too
All right,
busy taking Instagram models. That's what his fucking problem was.
there you go. I need to know. I need to know if you the first one there and the last one to leave. I need to know if you in the linebacker room looking at film, trying to figure out how to get around your opponents. I need to
right,
know if you a leader in the locker room to where them linebackers like, bruh, when he on the field, what we following you, bruh. That kind
right,
of mentality. Because with our linebacker crew being the weak link on the defense, bruh, you got we need them to be more dogs than the front seven. They got to have it in them more than the front seven. Because if not, we're going to continue to get picked apart in the game. And I hate to say it, and I know Mike probably going to throw up when he hear this, but because we got a soft serve headed ass coach, I need my linebackers that can cover, that can get at the quarterback, that can do it all. Why? Because if you're gonna put pie in the oven, you might as well cook it all the way through. Don't have the middle undone. Y'all eat undone pie in the middle? Then why we
nah,
gotta have an undone defense in the middle? So I need to know that mental makeup. Are you gonna
okay,
quit when the team losing, or you gonna make it? So hey, look, we gotta make some plays, bro. Plain and simple.
yeah, that is true. And another reason why this was a topic of discussion as well too is because, like I said, for the polling numbers that I did on this, on these two, as far as comparisons, out of 100 votes, 75%. Well, I don't know why we even shot to this. 75% went with Jalon Walker. I mean, we already kind of know why that is, but
Mm-hmm.
like I said, but it's just we don't know what the mindset of what Jeff Ulbrich and Raheem Morris is looking for, because beyond popular belief, the general manager only makes the calls or the draft picks based on what the coaches are asking for.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to put that into account. So while everybody is kind of chomping at the bit about Terry Fontenot, the coaches have to put the bug in the ear when it comes to players.
Now, with that being said, let history remind us the Falcons have found better gems in the later rounds than they have in the first round
Hmm.
when it comes to defensive players.
So
So do not be surprised if, and this is a possibility, we're not saying this is fact, but do not be surprised if you see the Falcons come out of that number 15 pick and go back.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right, we got a couple comments I want to go ahead and get into right quick. Southside said Walker plays both linebacker and edge. James is strictly pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No shot D here said I think the Falcons are going offense in this year's draft because we always go offense in the first round, never defense.
Mm-hmm. That's a
I mean,
possibility.
it depends on where. Like I said, when you don't have you have a clear number one and number two offensively, you got to go offense. So I don't blame them for doing what they're doing. They're like now. I think there's a clear number one guy as far as the running back position with Bijan Robinson. He's cleared number one, but I think it's still we still don't have a number one, a clear number two. Now we can sit up here and say whether it's Michael Penix and Drake. That's still up for debate. But there's clear number one with Bijan Robinson right now, and I think Michael Penix could be that. But you like this is an offensive league. Period. Whether we like it or not, this is an offensive league. You have to have offensive weapons, and you have to be very good. All right, you got to be you got to have that ability to be versatile. Like if you don't have versatility offensively, like you're not going to be able to compete in this league. And I think that's the thing, Falcons fan. We like don't get too upset. Like I said, I want a good defense at the end of the day, but a lot of the teams that we see with defense, they already had pieces before prior to where they are now to build upon, and we don't have that guy defensively where we can depend on, where we can build upon. It's like once you have that guy, once you have that guy, then you start adding pieces around it. For example, look at with TJ Watt and the Steelers. When they got TJ Watt, they already had a few guys. The Cameron Hayward, they already had guys that they built on. So bringing the TJ Watt and then what is his name, Highsmith,
Highsmith,
like
trading for Minka Fitzpatrick, and
see, they already had people that they could build upon. We don't have that. Other than Grady, it's like Brady is getting older. So the smartest things for them to do as a defense, as a team, is to continue to hope that you pick up the right pieces defensively. But you taking a risk. This is a risk when you draft guys in the first round. It's a risk. It may not work, and oftentimes it sets you back 3 to 4 years or so. When you draft a guy off of, defensively and they don't work out, it messes up all your plans. It messes up everything. Do we got to bring up Tack and Vic Easy again? That's a good 4 years.
Yep. And it messes up the identity of the team as well. Because again, Atlanta's DNA is defense and run game. So if you already just about got your offense where you want it, you got to be smart about how to draft. But then you got to have like Mike said, you got to have a little bit of luck. You got to have a little bit of luck.
And then my question is going to be is if you're getting a guy defensively high like that, are we going to see him on the field?
That right there. It's a risk. It's a risk. That's why you hope. A lot of these defenses are lucky. They were lucky that Terrell Suggs worked out in Baltimore. They were lucky that a guy like Ray Lewis worked out. They were lucky that Ed Reed worked out. Granted that they were very good players in college, but it's still luck. You got to be better. You got to be more lucky in the draft than you are actually good. Because a lot of these players are good in college, but when they come to the NFL, for whatever reason, it just doesn't click.
Well, look at Braylon Trice. He got hurt. He got hurt. He didn't even get a chance to showcase everything, all his potential.
Hmm. And Mike, you said the key thing too is do you have enough of the veteran pieces already so whoever you do draft can come in and be a cog in the wheel, as they say. Um, but let me see. Dre Murphy said he hopes that they trade back and pick up more picks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another key thing too. That's why I said. So I'm gonna ask both of y'all a question. Let's just say pass rusher, edge rusher is the number one priority in this draft. And I'm gonna ask everybody that's watching too. Would you rather trade up early in the draft to get the guy that you think is the best fit? Would you rather stay pat and take your chances there, or take your chances trading back?
Take my chances trading back because in a draft is like a lottery, and the strength is in numbers. See, the least amount of picks you got, the higher up you are, the more risk is involved. And this is the reason why I know this pisses a lot of fans off, but this is the reason why the Falcons trade out of their position and trade back. Because the more picks you got, you can acquire more players. That lessens the chance of a player not working out.
Mm-hmm.
The least amount of picks you have, you only got one shot to get it right. And
You
that's
don't want
why
a bunch of old guys on your team on top of it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So since you got a lot of older guys, you wanna get as much young guys as possible.
right,
Exactly. So
right.
they have more. They have a little bit more of a ceiling to get it to finally learn. You know what I'm saying? It's like it'll take them time to. Like if you trade back from the 15th, let's say in the lower 25 or possibly even just out of the first round altogether. Well, you get more. For one, you get more pieces. These guys now you can decide whether you're not going to have that fifth year to kind of figure things out. But the thing is, you have an opportunity to you'll have an opportunity kind of to build that depth. And I think that's the biggest thing. That the biggest thing because a lot of teams, the good teams, they have depth. They got depth under their roster. Like you got like if Highsmith go down, like they still got TJ Watt. Like we lose every kitty, man. It's like we struggling trying to figure out where our edge pressure gonna come from. Like we struggling. They got two guys that can be that guy. So you always want to continuously have a plan on top of a plan. You always want to have a plan B and a plan C.
Well, see, and that's why the 2023 defense was a little bit different, especially under Arthur Smith, because we had depth. Remember now, we had built the defense in one off season. But the main theme of that building the defense is you had some key players and then you had a lot of depth. So that our defensive rotation, you didn't have the same amount of guys getting burned out in every game. Every guy that came back in, you had a fresh rotation. And that's why we were mowing down teams in the second half because our defense was constantly fresh.
Right. And Southside came with another one said that this is a deep pass rush class. I'm cool with trading back, and we need more damn picks.
Yep.
We do.
But yeah, and like you said, man, it's like you said, it's about 7, 8 names right now that are looking very looking like very sweet for this Falcons defense. Um, and like I said, right now, like I said, as of right now, Mike Green is really like is the hottest name right now. Like you said, the only biggest and I know it's solely based off of what he's done in this Senior Bowl so far. The biggest problem that with Mike Green is going to be, can he, like I said, the only team of relevance he played against was Ohio State. He did get a sack in that game. He did get a sack in that game, I think. But the majority of the competition was, Georgia Southern, Georgia State, Stony Brook. So they're going to be looking at that. So that made that, like I said, that may be a guy who may be a hot name, but he may be a guy that may fall later in the first round if they wanted to take a chance at him.
And then two, you're gonna have teams that's gonna try to. You're gonna have a little chess play where you're gonna have teams that's gonna try to take and dangle that player over other teams' heads.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is where Terry is going to do his best work, because he's not going to see it from we got to get this, because look at what everybody's saying about him. Terry's going to be like, all right, this is what they say they want. Let me see if this fits, and he's going to say it. You're going to hear this in the press conferences when you ask him, what is the best fit for this team? He's been saying it every year since he's gotten here. What's the best fit for this team? And the thing is, if everybody over here is clamoring for him, Terry probably gonna look in the other direction and say, "Okay, we gonna pick him."
Fred Bus here said trading back is always stupid. Not really. Here's the Falcons' dilemma right now. Right now, the Atlanta Falcons have upwards of $11 million in the red. For those that don't know what that means that they're minus 11 million in cap space for the 2025 season.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not only do you have that, you have about. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because I don't really count too much of the 7th round picks too much, but you really only have about 3 draft picks to hit on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we're talking about trying to get this team into a cap situation where they're able to continuously build on the team, and they may possibly have to trade players and cut contracts. The situation of trading back is not really a dumb idea. It's actually a smart business decision, especially if you're trying to recoup bodies based on the guys you let go.
Listen, let's be real. Terry gonna sit up here and go Walmart shopping in free agency to see who he can get, who he can finesse, and what this, because this is where the Falcons become assholes. Then when it comes to the draft, I'm telling you, number 15 is going to be a stranglehold. Every time the Falcons have gotten in the draft, whatever position they were at, it was a stranglehold. Terry going to use that to leverage to get more picks. Why? Because when they get ready to trade some players or get rid of some players, and he starts building cap money, he want to make sure that the draft he spends the least amount of money possible.
Right. And then we also have to think about this too, and this is another thing that ain't nobody really talking about. What does Junebug want?
Yeah,
That's the biggest thing. that's the biggest thing that we as Falcon fans gonna have to make a realization when it comes to these drafts now. What does Michael Penix want?
Mm-hmm.
Because well, we're gonna have to go to
Hey,
Dollar Tree.
Look, I shop at both of them. Fuck you.
And
right,
shit. Exactly.
right.
Exactly. Exactly. I'll shop at the Salvation Army store if I
Well,
had to.
shit.
Listen,
Yeah, what are you talking about?
listen. Ain't no shame over here.
Hey, look, the Falcons done did that. They did that for Arthur Smith's first 2 years in the as the head coach here. So shit, we ain't no strangers to that.
Hey,
But
government peanut butter tastes like peanut butter at the end of the day.
exactly. But like you said, that's the biggest aspect we have to talk about that we have to take into account is it's a possibility that Michael Penix might see one of these tackles, one of these skill position players that he may highly tout. He may highly tout one of these wide receivers in the first round.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. See, we're fortunate now because we have a young quarterback that has a vision for the team that he wants to lead.
Mhm.
Let me say that again for y'all in the back playing with the earwax in your hands.
Mhm.
Michael Penix is a quarterback that has a vision for this team and how he wants to play. That's rare.
Mhm.
That is rare. Most quarterbacks is like, okay, whatever they
Right.
put on the team, I'm gonna work with it. Mike Penix wants a Lombardi. So he's looking at players on both sides of the ball like, who can we get, in my opinion, that's gonna give us the best
Whoa,
chance to win?
whoa. What the fuck you mean?
Y'all think
What the fuck you
MP
mean? Huh?
got that type of pull right now with the front office?
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
The
he
fuck
got
you
that.
talking about? A motherfucker who just got $90 million in his first fucking 2 years and his ass is on the bench. What the fuck do you mean that we got that type of pull? Hell yeah, nigga.
Yeah, he got pulled. He got pulled because number one, he got pulled because he's the future. Number two, he got pulled because of how he performed in them last couple games.
Hell yeah. I know
That,
you just asking the question, but hell yeah. Take the time and slow down. Slow down. Look, slow down, y'all. Stop. Look, some of y'all wipe your coochies off, okay? And some of y'all wipe your neck. You know how your mama, when you were 3 years old, told you to wipe the tip off? Wipe the tip off, okay? Y'all slobbering, okay? You're bursting. Y'all got to stop. Okay, this ain't about y'all. All right, I don't give a fuck about no Jalon Walker. I don't give a fuck about Georgia. I don't give a fuck about no Georgia Tech. I don't give a fuck about Georgia State. Y'all be ready to come on y'allself because I want all Georgia players. I want the biggest superstar in the world. This ain't about y'all. This is what's best for the team right now. The two guys on this team, with this offense, whether we like it or not, is Junebug and that bug right behind him, aka Mr. Seven, aka Mr. B. John Robinson.
Mustard!
Like, y'all fucking crazy. It's Bijan and Michael Penix team. Whether we like it or not, they got a lot of say-so.
Yep.
Ain't nobody on that defensive side of the ball outside of AJ that got pulled right now. So
And Jesse Bates.
guess who they gonna get? Guess who they gonna face?
And who?
Nah, I'm saying it was a hypothetical, but not like this. You think Terry ain't going to him and say, "Hey, bro, what y'all think about this?"
Look,
Of course they are. They building
look.
a team around them.
Look, let me tell you something.
Hold on. While let me get this out right quick. Because you gotta think about this for a second. I want y'all to think about this for a second. I just said it. The Falcons cap space is right around minus 11 million. They're 11 million in the red.
Mm-hmm.
There's three potential cuts, and there's 3 to 4 potential cuts and trades that they may have to make, because I don't really see them restructuring anybody, because a lot of the guys that need restructuring, them being restructured about 19,000 times already.
Right.
And the four names that we have to watch out as Falcon fans is Grady Jarrett,
Mm-hmm.
Caleb McGarry,
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Algier,
Mm-hmm.
Jake Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing, like I said, one thing that we may not be thinking about is what if. And Mike, you brought up a good point off the camera here, where like the Falcons have a two tackle problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means with a two tackle problem is who, like you said, who is the heir apparent to Jake Matthews?
Mm-hmm.
Can they afford Jake Matthews? And can they afford to keep Caleb McGarry?
Right.
Yeah. They got a
So
two tackle problem.
so
Go ahead, Kevin. I know you.
Michael Penix could be going to the front office saying, we may need to get younger at the tackle position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We may lose.
Dre, if you don't shut the fuck up,
Stormy
man,
Norton
shut
ain't come.
up.
Look, Stormy Norton ain't come back. He a free agent. They not finna resign him.
Hell no.
Look. There's even talk about
Don't fucking
Dalman right
Storm
now.
Norton.
Yeah, they talking about Dahlman most likely gonna be out.
Yeah,
He
they talking
gonna
about
be
Dalman's
out,
out.
right?
See,
That's
yeah,
why.
y'all got to understand. On the offense, Bijan and Mike Penix is basically they top dogs. On the defense, right about now, I hate to say it, is Jesse Bates. It's Jesse Bates and with a far second, maybe
That's not
Cade
true
Turner.
at all, Nate. That's
Yeah,
not true. It don't open up no
Jesse
14 million.
and AJ Terrell. They're gonna go to those guys and say, "Hey, what do you think about this, that, and the other?" So it's gonna be conversations had.
Look. Let me give y'all a little bit more information on this salary cap, okay? When you cut a guy, this is this thing that calls dead cap. It's the reason why the Saints has $78 million in dead cap, because they bought the bullshit that the cap experts say, well, if you cut Grady right now, you get $16 million. Well, they didn't tell you on the back end of that, it's gonna cost you $30 million in dead cap. Yeah, you got $16 million this year, but now you gotta not only figure out the money aspect of that 16, that 30, 20, 30 million that you're getting for cutting a guy like Caleb McGarry or cutting a guy like Grady Jarrett, whose cap number is at $20 million right now. But now you have to invest in that position. So what is it going to be? Yeah, you got 16 million for that year, but you got to come with a cheaper alternative or alternatives. So you might end up spending what? Let's just say you get a guy in the first or second round for Grady Jarrett. All right. So that's going to cost you about $10 million total just for that second round. And then you might want to get a guy in free agency, a quality guy in free agency. Well, they're going to cost you another $10 to $15 million for a quality defensive lineman. So you end up spending that same 16 or spending more than that 16 that you end up getting for that 1 year. This is how the cap works. You still got, just because you got $60 million that 1 year, you end up spending more money. Then some of you people probably don't budget, but it benefits you more to figure out that shit right now and let the contracts just expire rather than just constantly cut guys. This is why myself, K Styles, even Coach, we've been saying y'all looking at Tyler Algier like he's a superstar, and maybe he is, but financially, if we decide to pay him, this is going to be another it's going to be another situation like him and Coleman. Because you end up spending money to keep these guys, and then after those guys go down, you ain't got enough money to invest back into the offense. Because you did that dead cap. So that's how the dead cap works.
Yeah, and you did say And we talked about it earlier today too. Tyler Algier may be gone because number one, you can get a running back that's similar to Bijan, where you want more versatility as far as being able to catch out the backfield for less money. At the same time, you get something for him while he's still serviceable.
Let me.
Here's the thing, Juan. They already got that. That's what Jason
And you
McClellan
said
is.
that a
That
million
right
times.
there, exactly, kid. That's exactly what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. If you don't think that these guys are not sitting down with they best look. Let me ask you. Do any of y'all have a girlfriend? Some of y'all got boyfriends, but do y'all have a significant other? It's a yes or no answer.
Mm-hmm.
So when you ask her, when you ask them, all right, what do you want to do? You ain't never asked her what she want to do. You just made plans for her, right?
Right.
What happens if you assume that she likes some shit?
You get it wrong.
Hey, you get it wrong.
You get it wrong, and you got to deal with what?
The consequences.
The consequences, because she looking up here. Look, I might be allergic to whatever you taking me out to. I don't like this person that's at this spot. I don't like monkeys. I don't like cars. I don't like whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you take her to the zoo, and bitch, like, look,
okay.
she might be like, hell no, I don't like no goddamn monkeys. I don't want to go that bullshit. So you have to. All I'm saying is you don't think that these guys bring in they main bitch and saying, all right, bitch, you just gonna do what the fuck I tell you to do. Man, please, that girl gonna give you hell. You know it.
Mm-hmm.
You know it.
Yeah.
The thing is you got to have the right plan, and like you said, if Caleb McGarry is a cap casualty, what is going to be your replacement plan? Because as much as people throw the name Storm Norton in there,
Come on,
you forget Storm Norton is a unrestricted free agent this offseason too, so he's pretty much gone.
Look. Let's be real. Storm Norton is a quarter the size of Caleb McGarry. Let's be real. You don't listen to me. You don't take a big tire off of your car and replace it with a little tire and expect to get the mileage. Some of y'all no. We're gonna call it a spade. Some of y'all out there still riding around on your spare donut thinking you cheap, and the damn donut is almost a hula hoop.
Right.
You put the
come
spare
on, bro.
you put the size tire back on the car. So if you get rid of Caleb McGarry, you're not gonna replace him with Storm Norton. That's downgrade.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Do it. Like that. That's what I said. In order for you to replace these guys, you got to have a plan. What is the plan? This is the thing. We don't know the plan because we got too many. We got too many situations right now, too many things to address. Like you said, you still got to find a consistent pass rusher. You still got to You still got to figure out, okay, what's the backup plan for Jake Matthews? You still got to come up with a plan for just in case if you cut Kevin Garrett. You got to come up with a plan just if Drew Dahlman is not coming back.
Right. And
you gotta have a plan to figure out what you're gonna do with middle linebacker. You don't know if Troy Anderson is gonna be back next year because as talented as he is, he can't stay on the field. You gotta find out what you're gonna do about the corner too. You gotta figure out, okay, am I gonna rely on DeMarco Helms to come back so I don't bring back a Justin Simmons? Or if I don't believe in DeMarco Helms right now, am I gonna bring in a safety? We need a defensive tackle because we don't know if David Onyemata is gonna be back. We don't know. Like you said, it's a whole bunch of questions. And the biggest issue that the Falcons have right now is what put them in this big hole is the Kirk Cousins contract, i.e. the guy that was recommended by Raheem Morris to come here.
And see, now on top of that, here's the dilemma that K Styles said, but y'all didn't hear. Your quarterback has gotten used to the O-line that's in front of him. And you're hoping and praying that you can keep the core of those guys together. You know why? Because if you have to start getting new pieces on that O-line that aren't veterans, now you got teams that's going to tee off on this quarterback of yours. Now he's going to be in the backfield running for his life.
Right.
So
And
that's what you got to understand.
Dre Murphy asked what Matt Hennessy said. Matt Hennessy, I think he went back to the Eagles. They cut him a week out. Matt Hennessy ain't been on this team in a month.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we saying. There now, I'm going to tell you, because Michael Penix is their future, they're going to try their best to keep the core of the offensive line together and possibly get some players to help fortify it. But that is the biggest issue right now, because if you start putting holes in that offensive line, Swiss cheese is not good for a rookie quarterback. It's not. It ain't.
They got to figure out if they can make, if Michael Penix can make wide receivers better. Because if he can make wide receivers better, you don't have to spend the first or second round on a wide receiver, because he can make guys better. We already knew that with Matt Ryan. Like we gave Mohamed Sanu, I think we gave him like a 4th round pick or something.
We got a 2nd round pick for Mohamed Sanu. And Mohamed Sanu was a low risk, high reward free agent signing coming in because he was the number 4 receiver in Cincinnati.
They didn't really need him like that, so they could afford to spend some cheap stuff on him, but it was a high risk because of the quarterback. So right now, this is why the Atlanta Falcons have to be very careful about trading up and drafting these defensive guys, because if you miss on that first rounder,
it's a wrap.
You ain't gonna have nothing left to really. It's gonna take away from Michael Penix, and the last thing that you want to do is take away from him. And Bijan, you want to continuously build upon what they got.
Right. And see, y'all got to understand, these is gonna be some 1-year contracts. Oh, these is gonna be some cream of wheat contracts. They ain't even grits. They cream of wheat at this point. These is cream of wheat. So y'all gonna have to. Look. I'm telling you right now. Listen to what I'm going to say. And I will down this hill. Terry Fontenot is about to be a finessing mother in this free agency, and this draft. He gonna finesse the hell out of some people. Trust and believe.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons end up picking up a guy like Mike Andrews, because one, they are not going to be able to afford him anymore, him and Likely. So don't be surprised if they pick up a guy like that, who obviously is still quality tight end. But we're seeing the same thing even with Baltimore. They got to start shaving cap, because because they
only got
get into his bag.
Yeah, because they only got about $6 million worth of cap space going into this offseason.
And they got guys that want their money defensively.
And this is why you don't spend all of that money on a quarterback. Luckily for us, it's 11 million negative. Can you imagine having Brillo head?
I mean, on top of that, who to say that Derrick Henry don't want another paycheck?
Oh, he would. Oh, look, the way as far as he got this. Oh yeah, that's you. Look. They already know they got to pay him. I'm not even doubting that.
I don't think they're gonna be able to. I don't think they'll be able. He'll be gone before they pay him again. That's just my opinion.
Exactly. Derrick Henry at this point is just going to be a mercenary. He's gonna be jumping from team to team because Baltimore is not going to be able to afford him and pay their defensive talent at the same time.
Well, that's what happens when you let one person be your entire offense. But you know what? I'm just gonna sit back and sip my Kool-Aid.
But we're gonna go ahead and get up on out of here, y'all, man. Like I said, this conversation, like I said, this is the beginning of many off-season conversations pertaining to this draft class. Like you said, like you said, maybe next week we'll have some more prospects to talk about, some more prospect comparisons to do. Juan, you got the running back going on, man. What you got this week for the running back?
Running back. I believe we're going to go back. We're going to talk about the you know what? We're going to talk about the offensive side of the ball and what's going on compared to recent years, especially. And I know Mike and them are going to talk about this, but we're going to talk about some wide receivers and tight ends.
Wide receiver.
Yeah,
Wide
because
receiver.
we got to have this conversation because, like I said, it's some other stuff we have seen coming out in the news, but I'll let Mike and them address it. But yeah, run it back, man. We're gonna talk about some wide receivers and tight ends, and who could
And
potentially be gone.
the running back coach is gonna be about 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock on Fridays, coach.
So coach is prime time Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have to run it back at 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We got OG Truth Hurt with the WWE Royal Rumble predictions coming up right after this show, which you can find on Mad Mike Network, OG Truth, True Truth TV, and over here 6K Live channel. So till next time, people. Okay, I'm gonna say one more thing. If you don't think Michael Penix doesn't have any sway in what he wants, then you don't really understand what the quarterback position is when it comes to
Right.
how these, because the quarterbacks are going to have the sway in what particular positions they may want.
Oh yeah,
So,
they run shit.
so, so until next time, people, we ain't here to play.
Oh no.
We ain't here to stay.
Oh yeah, nigga.
You ain't got to go home.
But you get your funky ass up out of here.
And Dre Murphy, yeah, we had to switch it earlier, bro, because hey.
Other stuff doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And also get it on out the way, so we can do other things and shit.
Yeah. Because trust me, it'll be draft time soon.
Oh yeah, this year's draft show gonna be hilarious. But hey, man, we gonna turn it over to Truth. Deuces, y'all.
Later.
Put your eyes back in your head.
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived.